Welcome to Georgetown. This is one of Austin's most unique and best cities to live in. It's full and rich with history, but also gives you a ton of options of things to do. If you've been looking for a place that gives you that city feel, maybe you want some suburbs, maybe you want something rural, Georgetown is such a unique city and gives you a little bit of everything. Let's get started by taking a walk through the town center. So in a recent census study, Georgetown was actually the fastest growing city in the entire country, and there's a few reasons why. So we're going to take you through all the things there are to do in Georgetown. We're going to look at some of the real estate options, and then we're even going to take a tour through one of the most beautiful homes I've seen so far this year. My name is Alex Revard, your local Austin real estate guide, and let's keep taking a walk through. Did I mention that there's a lot of shopping in downtown Georgetown? Well, you have a lot of that, but before we start walking through the city a little bit, let's set the scene. One of the most important things about any place that you're looking at is where is it located. So the thing with Georgetown is you're actually about 28 miles from downtown Austin. So if you're commuting downtown, that could be a big negative. It can be as much as 45 minutes to an hour, and sometimes even a little more if there's a traffic or if there's a wreck. So definitely something to consider. Now, if you're working in the tech hub, you're actually pretty darn close to the tech hub. And you also have communities like Round Rock, Cedar Park, Leander that you're all really close to. So you can really include all the amenities that are in each of those places when you think about Georgetown. So one of the best things about living in Georgetown is this city center is absolutely awesome. You'll definitely see tourists here, but you get that local feel as well. And really you have everything. So you have shops, you have local restaurants, bars, coffee, which makes living here so nice because you don't have to feel like you're gonna have to go all the way to downtown Austin to get some fun, to get some good food, and to hang out. All the shops in the Georgetown Town Center are actually wrapped around this old county courthouse. This was built over 100 years ago in 1911, and it really gives that tribute to the old aesthetic and the historic nature of the city and of this town center. So I wanted to show you one of my favorite restaurants. This is called 600 Degree Market, and it has a little market in where you can get beer and wine, which is something I wanted to bring up because this town center is actually one of the only locations that I can think of in all of Texas that you can open carry alcohol. So you can grab a beer or a glass of wine from your favorite restaurant and then take it around while you're shopping. So there's a ton of great restaurants in Georgetown, but whenever I'm here, my first choice is always Golden Rule. It's a contemporary restaurant that has an awesome vibe to it. Love coming here, awesome food, awesome people, great eats. Strongly recommend it. If you want to get outdoors, Georgetown has a lot to offer. So you actually have full lake called Lake Georgetown. So if you want to get on the boat, you definitely have that. And then you also have Blue Hole Park, which is absolutely beautiful and spectacular. You have walking trails that go all throughout that park. So it's a great way if you want to get outside. You don't have to drive all the way down to Austin to go to any of the rivers there or somewhere like Lake Travis. You have it all right here. Let's talk about the real estate options. Essentially, one of the things that separates Georgetown from almost any other city around Austin is that you really have the whole gamut of availability to you when you're looking at homes here. So you have homes that essentially start in the 300s all the way to homes in the million and a million plus. So you really have a lot of diversity of options here. Right now, we're driving through still building communities. So you can still get brand new homes. We're in a community called Wolf Ranch. A great community here. It's got a beautiful pool. It's going to be next to a lot of the new developments that are going in. And so you have a lot of great options here, but there's a lot of great communities that essentially I think are worth checking out. You have Berry Creek Highlands. This is a new build community. You have builders like Ashton Woods. You have David Weekley in there. And essentially you're going to find homes that are in the 300s to 400s. Really nice neighborhood. It's mostly to be built, so this is getting in early essentially. You're going to find homes in the 300s to the high 400s, and you're about 12 minutes north of downtown Georgetown, which puts you about 50 minutes kind of at a minimum during rush hour from downtown. Then you also have the community of Rancho Siena, and this is one that I really like. It's actually about 10 to 15 minutes west of downtown Georgetown, really close to Leander. And it's a really nice community. It's got a pretty big range of prices. You're gonna find homes in the high 300s, about 385, all the way up to about 1.1, 1.2 million, depending on which home you're looking at. They've had builders like D.R. Horton, you've had Perry build in there, Lennar, so you have a number of different builder options. You're still about 45 minutes to maybe 50 minutes from downtown Austin, but one of my favorite things about this particular community is it has both an elementary school and a daycare center right in the community. So really nice, especially if you're someone who commutes or want to be able to walk your child to either of those two services. A really nice thing to have in the community. Another community that I would consider is called Terra Vista, and it's located partly in Round Rock and then partly in Georgetown, which puts it about 8 to 10 minutes south of Georgetown, the city center, which is actually a nice feature because that means it's closer to Austin, about 40 minutes or so, but it's also pretty close to downtown Round Rock. So now you have a pretty close drive to both downtown Georgetown and downtown Round Rock, which are both great places to spend time. You're going to find a lot of brick homes, a lot of stone homes in the city, in the community of Terra Vista. Homes range, from the mid-4s, I would say, maybe around 440 is where you're going to see the starting point, into the mid-6s, so something like 650,000. And the community is, really clean. It's got a golf course that runs through it essentially, and then you have schools in the area, nice community center with a pool. Yeah, really great place. The other option that you have, which is right near that old town that we were walking through earlier, is you have the older, more historic part of Georgetown, which is one of my favorite communities in all of Austin and around Austin, because you have homes that essentially were built as old as in the 1800s, and a lot of homes that people have, of course, renovated since then, but they still have maintained their character. The neighborhoods are really diverse, and there's just some beautiful, beautiful properties with a lot of history. And you're essentially close enough to that downtown to feel like you have a ton of things to do. You're also in essentially what is one of the safest towns in all of Texas, rated by some of the third-party rating systems out there as the third safest city in all of Texas. So you have a lot of great things available to you, and really whatever you want, there's probably something in Georgetown that will fit your needs and fit your taste. I thought we'd come back to Old Town Georgetown and check out a beautiful luxury property. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, plus a casita, 3,300 square feet. And it's a beautiful home, listed for $1.6 million. Let's check it out. So I absolutely love this home. It's an interesting home because this was built in 1981, and the current owners did an incredible job with this house. You'll have these homes, these old historic homes, that people will then buy and renovate, bring up to standard. But the nice thing is they've really kept a lot of the charm, of the feel of the home. They did these beautiful French oak floors, which I really like. And then as you walk into the kitchen, you can see that they've really basically touched essentially about every surface. You have this quartz countertop with the waterfall feature. You have a nice kind of breakfast bar here. These appliances, dual fridge, essentially, that both sides can be fridge or freezer. And these are, again, Forno appliances throughout. And then as we walk through, I kind of want to call this home the blank slate home, because there's so many things that you could do depending on what your situation is with this house. As we kind of move through the home, you do have a traditional bedroom here that, depending on what the living situation is, would make the perfect guest bedroom, as it's on the opposite side of the home. As we move back through the kitchen, through the family room that we started in, you get greeted by this interesting space on the opposite side of the dual fireplace. There's so many things you can do with a space like this. You could have a big circular couch, with maybe some bookshelves. You could always go with the traditional TV room in here. It's very comfortable and still has some nice separation from the more formal areas. So just so much you can do with a room like this. And then on both sides, you have these other kind of cubbies, nooks, blank spaces. You have this enclosed, essentially what's a little sunroom, and it is, I mean, perfect for, you know, an office, could be a yoga room, could be a workout area. And then as we make our way over to this other side, you have what one of the previous owners used as an art studio. And this space has the biggest windows in it, and it's so inviting. You know, this could be a lot of things. They did have an area where they could do some gardening. It is hooked up with plumbing, so you could use this as maybe the most glorious mudroom that I've ever seen, with a dog wash right here. Now come on in. This again, another flexible space and setup here. You can walk, you're gonna walk right into this really large master bedroom space. You have so much room in here. You can really do obviously a full-size king bed, but you can have some seating in here. A lot you can do with this space. You have, of course, the walk-in closet space. And then as you move into the bath, the tub, you have a walk-in shower space with floor-to-ceiling tile, as well as these beautiful double vanities. So just really well done. But the interesting thing about this side of the home is this is where the third bedroom is. So it's connected to this bath, and some people are gonna feel like, why is it connected to the master bath? But here's the thing, you may not choose to use this as a bedroom. This could be, again, another workout space, yoga room, office. You know, maybe you care for an elderly parent. There's so many reasons that having a room this close to the master, maybe it's a nursery, it's just great for a ton of things. So totally flexible. Love the way this house is laid out for the right family. So let's head back out to the backyard, because one of the nice things about this particular home is it is on a double lot. And I think I mentioned before, but there's actually a casita. Wow, you're greeted with a lot of space out here. And let's take a look at this casita space, because just like the rest of the home, it's completely new, completely modernized, and really beautifully, tastefully done. As we walk through this casita, it's essentially its own little apartment. You do have two separated spaces, so you can have a living space, still have a bedroom. You have actually kind of a lot of cabinets for a small kitchen like this. You have this sink. There's plenty of space for a full-size fridge here. And then you have, you know, a somewhat tight, but you have a bedroom here. Ensuite bath, which is fully renovated and nicely done.